Hello, everyone. I am Professor Dr. Yuriy Nalapko, Professor of Clinical Medicine, Intensive Care, Critical Care, and Emergency Medicine consultant. Also, I am specialized in bioregenerative medicine and doing it last couple of years. I am a medical advisor for some clinics and medical institutions all over the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Avita new brand Celeva official launch. The topic of my presentation is innovative rejuvenation of the heart, vessels, liver, brain, and lungs. This is my affiliation. Preventive and regenerative medicine is one of the most attractive areas of my professional interests. This is our book, which we've completed last year together with Professor Mike Chan, biomolecular and stem cell researcher. This book was translated to English, Arabic, Chinese, and in this year in Japanese language. All information is provided for informational and educational purposes only. We all want to live longer, be healthy and happy. Often, run into the success in business and money making, we totally forget very important facts. Unhealthy food, stresses, and low physical activity could block our way to success and its attributes, but also it can take our life off at all. This information was taken from WHO site. Cardiovascular diseases are the leading cause of the death globally. The world's biggest killer is ischemic heart disease, responsible for 16% of the world's total deaths. Since 2000, the large increase in deaths has been for this disease, rising by more than 2 million to almost 9 million deaths in 2019. Stroke is the second leading cause of the deaths, responsible for the 11% of total deaths. Look around. Every third person among us will die because of the heart and vessels diseases. Why? Let's analyze the usual day of the random young man. Toast and tea bag drink for breakfast or no breakfast at all. Stress and fast food for lunch, and trans fats and kalyan for dinner. So to age of 30, this person has total imbalanced health. And to age of 40, he or she has a couple of dangerous diseases. Huge amount of people keep sedentary lifestyle, do not have physical activities, have crazy daily meal, and as a result are in the risk group of the cardiovascular diseases. What is the most important that 80% of such deaths are potentially preventable. So what can we do apart from the sport and healthy food? Based on the scientific data, I would tell you about the supplement which is able to stop, prevent, and to reverse the formation of atherosclerosis. As you know, atherosclerosis is the disease when the plaques can be formed inside of our vessels. There are 6 stages of atherosclerosis. The first, second, and third stages of this disease are clinically silent, and it can occur even at age of 20 or 30. And last stages, 4 to 6, are clinically manifested. And almost 80% of population can have the signs and symptoms of this disease at age of 65. How can we diagnose this disease? By total cholesterol in blood tests, high level of low density lipids, and high level of triglycerides, which are most dangerous for our vessels. Also, ultrasound investigation can demonstrate the abdominal fats, particularly fatty liver disease, and the small particles of the plaques in our blood vessels. This picture demonstrates our vessel, which is almost totally blocked by fatty plaques. As you understand, the blood flow through this vessel is very, very bad. We have different approaches how to avoid atherosclerosis. The first approach is to stop its occurrence. We have four main groups: statins, fibrates, nicotinic acid, and choline acid sequestrants. And of course, statins are group number one to avoid atherosclerosis. But unfortunately, the patients who used statins can have SAMs, like complication of the statin use. SAMs is statin-associated muscle symptoms. This patient can demonstrate fatigue, myalgia, cramps, perceived weakness, myopathy, and even rhabdomyolysis. What is most dangerous that our heart is the muscle also. So SAMs can deteriorate our heart. As a result, these patients can stop use of the statins. 62% of former statin users reported stopping statin therapy because of side effects. Other side effects of statin therapy, which can be more serious, include new onset type 2 diabetes mellitus, neurological and neurocognitive effects, hepatotoxicity, renal toxicity, and other conditions. For example, atorvastatin treatment evokes the generation of reactive oxygen species, resulting in a 39% decrease in maximal mitochondrial respiration. These publications suggest that mitochondrial dysfunction has been suggested as a mechanism causing SAMs, and multiple studies support this hypothesis. Another approach is to reverse the avoid atherosclerosis. We have only one active ingredient to reverse the atherosclerosis occurrence. This supplement or this substance is phospholipid or phospholipids complex. Of course, the main component, the main phospholipid in our body as well as in our brain is phosphatidylcholine. But what is a very important scientific fact that we have to use the complex of phospholipids, not only phosphatidylcholine, but also phosphatidylethanolamine, phosphatidylserine, and phosphatidylinositol. Phosphatidylcholine facilitates increased clearance of low-density lipids cholesterol from the bloodstream and a subsequent reduction of LDL by 20 to 40%. As a result, we can see the stabilization of atherosclerotic plaques, reduction of cardiovascular morbidity and mortality. Also, phospholipids can demonstrate anti-inflammatory and immunomodulatory effects. And the main mechanism of action of phospholipids and phosphatidylcholine and other members of this family of phospholipids are endothelial protection, the activation and mobilization of fats from liver, and hepatoprotection. So conclusion number one, we can say that phospholipids complex can stop, reverse, and prevent atherosclerosis, and therefore can protect our heart, vessels, and liver. So far, I believe all of you now have had better knowledge and understanding about our body. Let's move to the next session. Thank you. The next scientific fact is that phosphatidylcholine, as well as other phospholipids, are the precursors for the choline and for acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the basic neuromediator for our brain. And in case of the bad acetylcholine concentration, such patients can have the complaints of bad sleep quality or imbalanced mood, low concentration, very slow speech, bad memory, imbalanced emotions, the problems with the movements of our extremities and its sensitization, very difficult to concentrate our brain, our thinking process. As a result, such patients can have dementia and Alzheimer's disease, and Alzheimer's disease is the prominent type of dementia worldwide. The prescription of phospholipids complex can substitute and restore the acetylcholine concentration. And as a result, such patients can improve the quality of the brain working, protect, prevent, and remove such severe diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's disease. So we can conclude that phospholipids complex can stop, reverse, and prevent dementia and protect the brain. Of course, we know that the cell is the basic component in our tissues and in our body. Such cells have some subcellular structures, but all structures are, of course, important. But cell membrane is also very important for the health of cell and therefore for the health of all organisms. Cell membrane is not the component of the whole cell, but also intracellular components have cellular membranes. For example, our mitochondria and other components of cell. So that's why we have to restore cell membrane, and the main component of cell membrane again is phospholipid complex, the huge family of phospholipids. Actually, this slide is cornerstone slide in my presentation. We have to restore not only phosphatidylcholine, but also the other members of this family: phosphatidylethanolamin, phosphatidylserine, and phosphatidylinositol. Let me give you another example. Of course, you understand that tires are very important for our car, but if you have only 4 tires, it will be very difficult to drive. So that's why to restore the phosphatidylcholine concentration only, it's not enough to restore the function of our brain stems, brain cells, or other cells. So that's why phospholipids complex can stop, reverse, and prevent damage of all cells in our organs like brain, liver, heart, kidneys, lungs, pancreas, muscles, and all other organs. Last but not least, in these COVID pandemics times, we have to help to our organism to restore after COVID infection, or protect effectively our organism and our lungs first against this severe disease. Lung surfactant has the main component in its structure, the proteins and phospholipids. If you have the difficult production and lack of the concentration of surfactant, such patients can demonstrate low alveolar tension, bad gas exchange, respiratory failure, short breath, organs hypoxia, for example, brain hypoxia, and as a result, oxygen dependency and death can occur. If we use external phospholipids complex like what we are talking about today, it can normalize the concentration of lung surfactant, and as a result, the incidence of oxygen dependency and multiple organ failure and death is much low. So as a result, phospholipids complex can stop, reverse, and prevent post-COVID respiratory problems. So now we understand that phospholipids complex can protect our heart, vessels, and liver against the atherosclerosis, can protect our brain against the dementia and Alzheimer's disease, can restore the function of cells and cell membranes, and can protect our lungs and alveoli during the COVID disease. Celeva phospholipids complex is one of the best components which contains the good concentrations of all phosphatidylcholine and phospholipid family. 1,320 milligrams of phosphocholine complex together with tocopherol, which is vitamin E, is the best concentration and form to use to protect and treat our organism and restore the functions of our main organs and systems. It is totally plant-based formulation, and usually we recommend 1 or 2 soft gels per day after meal. Talking about safety, I have to say that Celeva is safe because it produced by certified technological process. This supplement comes from Switzerland. So all these processes are certified in Europe. It's plant-derived components. It contains only plant-derived components and no artificially synthesized molecules inside. And what is the most preferable in this supplement is that this supplement doesn't have any analogs by the composition at the market. So I have to say that now I hope you understand better. Thank you.